So to fill up the IMA PGPX application portal, let's discuss the few steps which are going to be important while you are doing this. So you need to submit your application. An unfilled application or an unsubmitted application will not be considered for the process. First of all, if you go to the GMAT information, you can see that the PGPX 2425 application will not accept the online GMAT or the take home GRE exam scores. These are not going to be valid. You need to add the relevant details of your GMAT test scores. And in case you are submitting the unofficial score, you can say that yes, your AW is awaited, and then also ensure that you have requested the Pearson View report, to report the official score to IME PGPX. And once you do that, you can also confirm that you have, just click the confirmation so that there's nothing left from. And at the same time, you need to also make sure that you have the upload for, the document for the upload ready with you. There is a size and a format specification. Please do ensure that you look into that at all points in time. In fact, before you start with the application filling or the submission part, you should just keep a note of all of these uploads. There are quite a few of them, and just keep your digital folder ready so that you can access that. So now, coming to the qualification part, this talks about your education details. Going to add education, and you can just select which degree you want to add, fill up all the details relevantly, and also the result type. So you would have at the end of the education got a percentage or a GPA, whatever was awarded. You can just mention as to what the school had, you know, chosen, or what the school methodology was in terms of grading. Just add that over here, and according to the file size specification and the type specification, also upload the relevant document. Now, the employment section has two very important areas. One is the employment experience, of course. Second is the international exposure. So if we go to the employment section, I had this pre-filled so that I could show the important parts that I wanted to highlight. So let me just go back to this. This is the So what you need to add first is your current employment. So current employment, I give the whole status. I choose the functional area industry which I am coming from, the type of company, the website of the company, then what is the duration that I have worked over here, was it a managerial position or not, salary. Then this is important. Areas of expertise. So you need to earmark the areas of expertise that you have as a part of your current role, and then add this into this form over here. This is very important because this is coming to you only in the current employment. This is not a choice that you have in the previous employments. Next, if you look at the current employment, you have responsibilities for which you have 1,000 characters, and accomplishments for which you have 1,000 characters. So you can use this space very judiciously to talk about your work experience. Again, upload a relevant document with respect to your the work experience. That means you need to give in your joining letter or your latest pay slip. Which Coming back to the employment experience, now I add a previous employment experience. If I'm going to a previous detail, the rest of the sections are pretty similar. The main thing which is different is that the job responsibilities and achievements are clubbed into one section, which is 1,000 characters, and the reason for leaving is a new section over here, which is another 1,000 characters. Again, if there was a gap between this and the previous employment, then you can explain it over here as well. Okay, so coming to the achievement section, it has been very nicely divided into three parts. Awards and prizes is the first one. So awards and prizes is different. Prizes is different from your extracurricular achievements. Technically, activities that you have been involved in for which you have not been awarded are they go into this section of extracurricular activities, and from where you have been awarded or you have received any prize or scholarship or honors, that goes into this section. So when you are adding an achievement, you need to specify the details of that achievement, who were you given this prize by, and the year and the demographics associated with that. According and along with that, you also need to give the accomplishment. So why were you actually given that? Uploading a relevant document is preferred, but again, it is not mandatory in this section, as so it is not a mandatory requirement. Coming to the extracurricular section, now this again talks about those activities which you have been associated with and not awarded. So any clubs, any associations, any other um, any other associations or sports activities that you have been involved in but not awarded for, come over here, add the details, add your duration of involvement and activity interest. The upload is preferred but not mandatory. So the third part that is very important is the self or the career improvement efforts. If you have pursued any courses, any technical certifications, any project management certification, for example, or any courses, any self training, leadership courses, anything within the company for training, all of that can come over here. You can add again the relevant details like year, duration, which was the organization that awarded was that conducted the training, which was the program that you attended, and again talk about the benefits in 1,000 characters. So this is a lot of space to talk about your achievements and things that you have been a part of and why. Again, the document is not mandatory but preferred. So we do prefer that if you have all those documents handy, that will be good. This more or less brings us to the end of the form that IMA will look for. Finally, you just have to give a declaration, then go ahead with the final submission once the fee part is done. So that's about it. All the best for the application submission for IMA.